Hi everyone, this month I will be taking a look at one of the most popular countries we handle at Eleos, Saudi Arabia. So let's start first of all with the CITC, or the Communications and Information Technology Commission requirements, which govern the type approval for RF, ITE and telecom equipment in the country. Different technologies are governed by different technical specifications, denoted by IT for information technology equipment and RI for radio interface equipment. For example, RI 103 is the technical specification for Bluetooth equipment, and RI 085 is the technical specification for ultra-wideband. There is also technical specification GEN 001, which is the general requirements for radio and telecommunications terminal equipment. When submitting a type approval application to CITC, it should be specified which technical specification the application is being submitted against. A key consideration for your products in Saudi Arabia is CITC's classification of the equipment. CITC consider the scope of approval to be typical communication products, and in recent years have become stricter in enforcing this scope. For example, a Bluetooth portable speaker or a Wi-Fi scanner are no longer considered to be communications products, and thus are not subject to CITC approval. CITC stance can change on a case-by-case basis, and this often depends on the reviewer. CITC will issue one of three decisions on equipment submitted for type approval. 1 is approved. This means that your equipment can then be commercialised in Saudi Arabia. 2, rejected. This means that the equipment cannot be commercialised in Saudi Arabia. Applications can be resubmitted to CITC once the cause of the rejection is known and appropriately dealt with. Number 3 is not under CITC authorisation. This is granted for equipment which is deemed to fall outside of communications products. Such equipment can still be commercialised in Saudi Arabia. In such cases, a resubmission is not possible. So now for some key details of the scheme. The type approval lead time is 1 to 2 weeks. EU TCFs are required, including a letter of conformity which states all test standards and test reports, signed and stamped by the issuing test lab. Type approval certificates have a validity of 2 years. Samples are generally not required but may be requested for wireless WAN terminals. This is predominantly for inspection purposes only, just to ensure correct e-labelling of the equipment. Family approvals and multiple branding are not permitted, and modular approval, as discussed earlier, is sufficient to cover a host device from a radio perspective. While modular approval is sufficient to cover the radio functionality of host equipment, there are EMC and safety considerations. The Saudi Standards Metrology and Quality Organisation, or SASO, manage EMC and safety requirements in Saudi Arabia through an online portal known as SABER or SABER. SASO is an import-driven scheme where the certificate holder must be the importer of the products. The process involves a product certificate for certain regulated products and a shipment certificate for each consignment entering Saudi Arabia. Import permission can be obtained via the SABER portal, with ILAC test reports and in some cases a factory inspection required for a product certificate. Scope and requirements are frequently changing, so more equipment may need a factory inspection in future. Aside from RF and EMC safety, there are rumours that Saudi Arabia will be bringing ROS requirements into force later in 2020. We will be sure to keep our customers updated with any changes. If you have any questions on Saudi Arabia or any other countries, do get in touch via the email address below.